Yeah, I've got a background in punk music in my early days through high school. I've always loved music, but punk music at that time in my life just really helped me to, you know, connect with myself, express things that didn't feel I was able to talk about. So I used to love Green Day and Blink-182 and Nirvana, and I remember I got my first distortion pedal and my electric guitar, and that was it. It was game on. I joined a band, just decided with my brother and my best friend we would form a band, three-piece band, and we were called At Wits End. And we played at birthday parties and school discos. We'd go through my dad's wardrobe and dress up in the most ridiculous suits that we could find. And that was all part of the fun of it, you know. It was really joyful, and I felt it was really powerful to connect with all the energy, you know, go at that time in my life. And okay, the journey from being a punk rocker and now being a sacred musician has been, you know, really beautiful for me, you know, to have that transition and to still look back fondly of all my years playing punk music. And I remember I used to be at school discos and I'd be just strumming so hard, sometimes I would drop the pick and just keep playing, and then I look down and my fingers would be bleeding. I'm still strumming. I'm like, yeah, now we're really rocking. And now I'm playing the acoustic guitar rather than the electric guitar. And now if I start crying, you know, if my heart really opens as I'm playing and I start crying and there's tears dropping on my guitar, then I think, oh, now I'm getting in the sweet spot. So it's a bit of a contrast to where I've come. I wasn't consciously searching for a spiritual path. I was just, you know, doing the best that I could day to day, living my life, having fun. And I guess I had questions. I felt there was something more. And I found my way to a meditation group in Newcastle, and I'd never meditated before. And so they use music as part of the meditation. It was very active meditation. And I went once or twice, not sure if it was a bit weird and didn't connect with it. But once I had a few experiences in meditation, then I couldn't really deny it. I felt like lots of energy, and I felt things that I just wanted more, you know, these amazing feelings of expansion. And I knew that there was a lot more than meets the eye than I had previously understood. And I had a lot of questions, you know. The more I meditated, the more questions I had, and I found my way to a teacher. Her name was Kim Fraser, and then her spiritual name is now Shakti Durga, which means the Shakti is like the power of the mother, the earth, and Durga is it's from the Hindu tradition, but it's the energy of the fearless mother. You know, if you hear of a mother that protects her child, and if her child gets caught under a car, then the mother will find strength that she didn't know she had to lift the car up and save her child. That's the energy that she embodies, a lot of compassion. And so that's how I found my way to Shani Mission. The chants that we practice, we sing Kirtan, which is call and response chanting. They are very repetitive, and often we're singing Sanskrit, which is a language that I wasn't familiar with. The first time I heard that style of chanting, I sort of scratched my head a little bit, and I said to myself, I don't know what they are singing, I don't know what they're on about, and they just keep singing it again and again and again, the same words. You know, can they not come up with more words? What are they on about? And it's just through some education and people explaining to me, oh, well, they're names of the divine, names of God, and they're to help us. It's like a focus for the mind, because in my background, so much is going on up here, and it's not always the most helpful stuff. And that's one reason I got into meditation, was to try and help me to tame the mind a little bit and focus. And so the chanting, the repetition, means that the mind can focus on those simple words without getting too complicated and sing them again and again and again, and in the end the mind gives up, and that makes space for the heart to really open. And I find the music and the chanting has always helped me to connect with my heart, and that's where a lot of the answers that I guess the questions I'm asking are going to be found.
A new life beating inside of you. All my dreams and hopes are coming true. Adi Shakti, Adi Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarab Shakti, Sarab Shakti, Sarab Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarab Shakti, Sarab Shakti, Namo Namo. Kirtan Bhagavati, Kirtan Bhagavati, Kirtan Bhagavati, Namo Namo. Kirtan Bhagavati, Kirtan Bhagavati.
Kirtan is one of the most ancient sacred music traditions on the planet, but a lot of people haven't grown up in a culture where it's popular, haven't heard about it or learned about it, and it is unusual and strange if you've never heard these mantras or this style of music. But I think everyone wants to open their heart and grow in love and peace, and it's a really helpful format. Rather than have a performer on the stage and then an audience who listens and cheers, you know, at the end of the song, if it's good, what you've got is the Kirtan musician who, you know, just wants to serve and to sing to the divine, which is in all the people that are in the room. And those people in the room, you know, maybe they just want to hear some good music, but they're in the band, you know, they're in the whole journey because they sing back. And it's like a game of tennis with the sound. You know, I sing and then everyone sings back, but the ball in the tennis is the love and the energy, and then it's like, okay, I'm offering that to you, send it back to me, and then who knows where we're going to go. So it's like, choose your own adventure.
My heart is your heart, that's that. She who gives birth to everything, we praise thee. Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata. My mother, the mother of all, at your feet I fall. You are the universe and the constant action of pure love. Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata, Janani, Janani Mata.
Okay, so releasing an album, recording and releasing a studio album for me was a real big journey, and it took me about 7 years to finally get my act together to make that happen. In the meantime, I was singing nearly every day, playing with groups of people and traveling the world, and my teacher had said to me years and years ago, Maitreya, record an album. And I generally do what my teacher says, but I knew it was a really important thing for me to do this, but I had a lot of resistance and I had a lot of fears about how it's going to be. And then the longer it stretched out, the more I would have thought, far out, people have been waiting a long time now, it better be good now. And you know, it's like that sometimes. The longer we leave something, the harder it is to get in there and do it. And so she said to me one day, it's a priority now, Maitreya, you need to do this CD. And I just like, okay, I'm just going to go in there and give it my best and know that that's going to be good enough. And it was just before my son was born. And I knew that once my son was born, life was going to change. There was going to be a lot of, I wanted to be present for him and be really there for his childhood. And so I thought I'd better get in the studio and do this process. And then it was birthed just before my son was born. And so that was just really poignant. It was really beautiful to finally have that as it's like an expression of my heart, you know, my love and devotion in a physical format and in audio that hopefully can help a lot of people through the music. Yeah, music has, whether it's punk music, sacred music, kirtan, I think there can be inspired musicians in all genres, you know. Everyone loves music, and for me it's like the more I've sort of opened my heart, the more I've like expanded through meditation and studying with teachers and like trying to improve myself and just get better at living life and more peaceful, then I find the more things that become important to me is service, you know, being able to help people. And I really feel like to help people is one of the biggest opportunities we have as a human being. And that can be really simple, you know, really simple stuff. It doesn't have to be complicated, but I find when you find what you're passionate about and match that up with your skills, what you're skillful at, and then if you infuse it with service, there's a good recipe there. And that's what I feel I've come to with the music, that I love to do it, I'm passionate about it. I believe in the power of it to heal and to help people of any age or background or belief system. And I want to serve, so I just do it, and I love, it's important to do what you love.